Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. There's been a buzz swirling around the baseball world recently, and it's all centered on none other than Joe Buck, the iconic voice of Major League Baseball broadcasts. Known for his calm yet authoritative commentary, lately, he's sparked quite a bit of chatter after making some pointed remarks about the Los Angeles Dodgers and their front office. Now, it's important to emphasize that Joe Buck is usually very measured in his words, rarely diving into the realm of direct criticism toward teams, especially one as high-profile as the Dodgers. But this time, his comments seem to carry a certain edge, a hint of frustration that has not gone unnoticed by fans, analysts, and even insiders within the sport. The Dodgers have long been a powerhouse, a team with lofty expectations and a front office that's famous for aggressive acquisitions and big spending. Yet, Buck's words suggested there might be some cracks behind the scenes, some dissatisfaction with how things have been managed, especially regarding the team's recent strategic decisions. This rumbling discontent could be the seed for a much bigger narrative brewing in the baseball community, where every move by the Dodgers is scrutinized under a microscope. Some are wondering if Buck's remarks signal a shift in how broadcasters might approach covering the Dodgers going forward. It's a delicate balance for any commentator offering honest observations without alienating powerful franchises or ruffling feathers in the broadcast booth. Digging deeper into what Joe Buck said, there's a layer of ambiguity that makes the whole situation even more intriguing. He didn't exactly call out specific players or name names in the front office, but his tone and choice of words implied that there's a certain level of dissatisfaction with the Dodgers' leadership style. The suggestion was that the team might be resting too heavily on its past successes, perhaps not adapting quickly enough to the evolving dynamics of the league. It's the kind of criticism that, if true, could have ripple effects on the morale within the clubhouse and the fans' confidence in their beloved team. After all, the Dodgers have built their identity as a relentless, innovative, and well-oiled machine capable of contending year after year. If Joe Buck's insinuations hold water, it might hint at a disconnect between the front office's vision and the reality on the field. Such a revelation would undoubtedly fuel the rumor mills, as fans and media alike would dissect every decision, every trade, every lineup move, searching for signs of instability. Whether Buck's critique reflects a one-off opinion or a broader sentiment among baseball insiders remains to be seen, but it certainly sets the stage for heated discussions around the Dodgers' future. What makes Joe Buck's critique even more compelling is his unique vantage point as a veteran broadcaster who has seen the game evolve for decades. His insights come from years of watching teams rise and fall, and his words carry weight because they are seldom based on hype or emotion. Instead, they're rooted in a deep understanding of the sport's intricacies and what it takes to build and maintain a championship contender. So when Buck hints at dissatisfaction with the Dodgers front office, it's not just idle chatter, it's a perspective shaped by experience and observation. This adds a layer of credibility to the rumors, making them more than just fan speculation. There's also the question of timing. The Dodgers have been under pressure recently, with some key injuries and unexpected losses shaking their campaign. Buck's comments might be a reflection of growing concerns that have been bubbling beneath the surface for some time, now coming to a head. If the Dodgers management is indeed complacent or slow to act, it could have serious consequences, not just for this season but for the team's long-term strategy. As such, Buck's words might serve as a wake-up call or a subtle warning to the Dodgers brass. The Dodgers front office, known for its aggressive approach in recent years, is a fascinating aspect to consider in this unfolding story. They have been widely praised for their ability to make big trades, sign high-profile free agents, and maintain a competitive roster year after year. However, Joe Buck's comments suggest that perhaps this strategy isn't as infallible as many have believed. Could it be that the front office is now facing criticism for potentially resting on its laurels, assuming past formulas will continue to guarantee success without innovation? This is a critical question because the baseball landscape is constantly shifting, with new talent emerging and rival teams adapting quickly to changes in analytics, player development, and game strategy. If the Dodgers front office is lagging in any of these areas, it might explain the subtle dissatisfaction Joe Buck hinted at. This rumor opens up a fascinating dialogue about the balance between relying on established methods and embracing Fresh ideas, something every championship-caliber team must wrestle with. The Dodgers, with their storied history and immense resources, are no exception. Buck's critique could be the spark that prompts the front office to reevaluate its direction, or at least defend its approach against growing skepticism. Fans, of course, have been quick to react to Joe Buck's remarks, and the responses have been as varied as the Dodgers roster itself. Some are supportive of Buck's frankness, appreciating that someone with his platform and credibility is willing to voice concerns that many have quietly felt. These fans argue that it's healthy for teams, especially ones as dominant as the Dodgers, to be held accountable publicly, and that criticism can be a catalyst for positive change. On the other hand, there's a faction of fans who feel Buck's comments are unwarranted, viewing them as an unnecessary distraction during a critical stretch of the season. This group believes the Dodgers are still on track to contend and that the front office has a proven track record that shouldn't be undermined by what they see as speculative negativity. The interplay between these perspectives adds to the tension and drama surrounding the team right now. It also underscores the power of media voices like Joe Buck in shaping public perception and influencing the narrative around a franchise. Whether the Dodgers will respond publicly or take a more measured approach behind closed doors is part of the unfolding story that everyone is watching closely. Adding another layer of intrigue is the possibility that Joe Buck's critique might not just be about baseball operations, but also about communication and transparency within the Dodgers organization. In today's sports environment, how a team handles media relations and interacts with its fan base can be as important as on-field performance. Buck's nuanced comments might be hinting at frustrations not only with the decisions themselves, but with how those decisions are communicated to the public. If the front office is perceived as secretive or unresponsive, it can breed mistrust and speculation, fueling exactly the kind of rumors and buzz we're seeing now. This aspect of the rumor adds complexity because it suggests that the problem might go beyond just player personnel or strategy, extending into the culture and philosophy of the organization. For a franchise as high-profile as the Dodgers, managing this perception is critical. Joe Buck's words, interpreted through this lens, might be a subtle critique of the broader organizational environment, a call for greater openness and accountability that fans and media alike would welcome. Speculation is also growing about how this critique could impact the Dodgers' relationship with their players. Teams that face internal criticism, especially from high-profile voices outside the clubhouse, sometimes experience shifts in player morale and dynamics. If Joe Buck's comments resonate within the team, they could either galvanize the Dodgers players to prove critics wrong or sow seeds of doubt and unrest. This is the tricky part about public critiques in sports. They can have real psychological effects on the people involved. Given the Dodgers' mix of veterans and younger talent, reactions could vary widely. Some players might use the criticism as motivation, while others might feel added pressure or frustration. This rumor raises questions about whether the front office is equipped to manage these potential fallout effects effectively. In high-stakes environments like professional baseball, maintaining a cohesive, focused team culture is crucial. Buck's critique could, therefore, be more than just words. It might represent a test of the Dodgers' internal resilience and leadership in the coming weeks and months. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. On the business side, the Dodgers are a massive brand with huge commercial interests, and Joe Buck's critical remarks may have implications beyond the playing field. Teams like the Dodgers rely heavily on their public image to drive ticket sales, merchandise, and media deals. When a respected broadcaster hints at internal problems, it could ripple through the brand's perception among sponsors, partners, and fans. This rumor invites speculation about whether the Dodgers management will ramp up their public relations efforts to counteract any negative fallout. The franchise might feel compelled to demonstrate stability and confidence, showcasing their plans and vision for the future more transparently. This angle adds a fascinating dimension to the story, blending sport, business, and media in a way that few rumors do. It also highlights how tightly intertwined these aspects are in modern professional sports, where what happens off the field can be just as impactful as what happens on it. Joe Buck's commentary might thus be stirring a pot that affects the Dodgers in multiple, interconnected ways. Another intriguing element to consider is how Joe Buck's critique fits into the broader context of baseball media and broadcasting. Buck has long been one of the sport's most influential voices, and his opinions carry a certain authority that can shape the narrative nationally. The rumor suggests that his comments might be signaling a shift in how broadcasters will approach the Dodgers and potentially other high-profile teams in the future. This could mark a turning point where media figures feel more empowered to voice candid assessments, breaking away from the traditionally cautious and deferential tone often used around powerful franchises. If this trend continues, it could lead to a more dynamic and critical media landscape, increasing pressure on teams to perform both on and off the field. This possibility adds to the anticipation around Joe Buck's remarks, as it hints at a larger cultural change within sports media. The Dodgers, being a marquee team, naturally find themselves at the center of this evolving relationship between broadcasters, teams, and fans, making this rumor particularly significant. In the midst of all this speculation, it's worth pondering what might be next for the Dodgers and their front office. Will they respond directly to Joe Buck's comments, or will they choose to let the rumor die down on its own? How will this affect their decision-making as the season progresses? The answers are far from clear, and the suspense is building. What's certain is that the Dodgers are under the microscope now more than ever, with every move dissected for signs of change or trouble. This rumor, fueled by Joe Buck's critique, has created a narrative that the team's leadership might need to address sooner rather than later. The way they handle this moment could define their trajectory for the rest of the season and beyond. For fans and observers, it's a compelling story unfolding in real time, full of uncertainty, tension, and the possibility of significant developments that could reshape the Dodgers' future in unexpected ways. Finally, the lasting impact of Joe Buck's critique on the Dodgers remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the rumor has opened a door to conversations that were perhaps overdue. It invites fans, media, and the organization itself to reflect on what it means to be a championship team in today's game, and what challenges lie beneath the surface of a franchise, often seen as nearly flawless. Whether the Dodgers will rise to the occasion, making changes in response to the buzz, or whether the front office will double down on its current approach, remains a tantalizing mystery. Joe Buck's comments might just be the first chapter in a longer story about leadership, expectation, and the relentless pursuit of excellence in one of baseball's most storied franchises. As the rumor continues to swirl, all eyes will remain on the Dodgers, waiting to see how this narrative unfolds, and whether the whispers become a roar that changes the game forever. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.